says WNBA players could go on strike over salary.
If Angel Reese was going into the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, no one would care.
Women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this.
A social media star, and she has capitalized on that. And maybe she...
Caitlin Clark had barely stepped off the court, and already the energy shifted. The hype, the spotlight, the ratings. All of it seemed to follow her while everyone else was left playing catch-up, including Angel Reese, who just claimed fans tune in because of her too. Caitlin leaves, ratings follow. Let's talk about what's happening in the WNBA right now and what it says about star power, audience pull, and where Angel Reese really stands in this new landscape. The preseason gave us a front row seat to the truth. When Caitlin Clark debuted with the Indiana Fever in the preseason, the numbers went crazy. ESPN reported that her first preseason game drew close to 850,000 viewers. Let that sink in. That's a WNBA preseason game doing nearly 1 million views unheard of before she entered the league. Social media lit up. Clips of her deep threes and no-look passes spread instantly. The vibes? Electric. Now let's compare that to Angel Reese. She's with the Chicago Sky, has over 5 million followers across platforms, and is no stranger to attention. She's been in Sports Illustrated, Met Gala buzz lists, and built a media brand with her podcast, Unapologetically Angel. So when her first game in Baton Rouge, her college town, rolled around, people expected a scene. But the crowd, thin, the noise, minimal. And the viewership?
WNBA has been around a couple of decades, and people didn't notice the game. They're noticing it now. Well, that's because of Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese.
And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to...
Almost non-existent. There were no trending clips, no viral moment, barely any chatter. Some people even joked online that Nebraska chess reruns outdrew her debut. And while that might sound wild, it kind of paints the picture. Angel Reese. So when Angel recently doubled down and said people also watch women's basketball because of her, not just Caitlin fans and media had questions. Is that really true? And when Chicago Sky reporter David Moses tried to ask her about those comments, Angel didn't want to hear it. She cut him off with a cold, "Next question." Just like that. No clarification, no discussion, and it backfired. Because here's the thing, when you make bold claims, especially on your own podcast, people are going to ask you to back it up. And that's not hate, that's part of being in the spotlight. Fans noticed the dodge immediately. One user wrote, "All he did was quote her." Another said, "She needs to stand on what she said."
Business. If you watch her play, there's nothing exciting about her game. There's nothing that stands out. She's just a really good, solid player. But there's no signature. There's nothing about her game where you go, oh my God, you see that? She just plays hard.
Reality's about to hit real hard. So let's look at reality. The preseason has been a wake-up call. Reese's on-court numbers were fine. Solid rebounds, hustle plays. She wasn't a bust by any means. But the WNBA in 2025 isn't just about stats. It's about spectacle. Who creates moments? Who puts butts in seats and brings new eyes to the league? And right now, all signs point to Caitlin Clark. Brand versus buzz, Reese is marketable. No one can deny that. She's been in Vogue, featured by Forbes, and she landed endorsement deals with brands like Coach and Reebok. But buzz and brand are not the same. You can be a fashion icon, a podcast host, and still not move the needle when it comes to live sports. Because this isn't Instagram, this is the WNBA. It's about who people are actually watching. Reese had all the elements set up. A homecoming game against Brazil's national team in Baton Rouge, a known brand. Headlines before she even stepped onto a WNBA court. But that game, it didn't trend. It didn't sell out. It didn't register in the national conversation.
You've got a basketball player, you got a celebrity that, or somebody that thinks she's a celebrity, that happens to be a basketball player.
I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit...
Meanwhile, Clark's every move was broadcast, every pass, every shot. Every time she breathed near the ball, the internet reacted. That's not just skill, that's star power. So, who's watching? Let's be honest. This isn't really about hating on Angel Reese. It's about asking the hard question. If you say you're the reason fans are tuning in, then where are they? Reese said it herself. People watch women's basketball because of Me Too. And she's not totally wrong. She is part of the story. She brought millions of new fans into the college game during LSU's title run. She helped create one of the most watched rivalries in women's sports. But now that Clark is in Indiana and drawing national headlines with the Fever, Reese's spotlight looks dimmer by comparison. And it's not just perception, it's actual ratings, attendance, and social media traffic. In 2 preseason games, Reese's presence didn't move the needle, and the media's starting to catch on. That's why questions like the one David Moses asked aren't personal attacks, they're reflections of what people are seeing. Who's the face of the league now? For the past year, media headlines were built around the idea that Angel Reese and Aja Wilson were leading the WNBA's explosive growth.
It is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course, it's still not appealing enough to generate profit, but I guess the WNBA is taking...
All of you who tell us, oh my God, what a big superstar. Oh my God, transcendent. Oh my goodness, generational. Oh my goodness, so on and so forth. You guys do all the talking, all the yapping. Twitter fingers turn to can't even show up and buy
Forbes even dropped a feature saying exactly that. But reality has shifted. The buzz is now overwhelmingly tied to Clark. And what's wild is she hasn't even played a regular season game yet. She's a rookie too, but her name is on billboards, her face is on ESPN, and her jersey is flying off shelves. Clark's got deals with Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm. Her number 22 Indiana Fever jersey sold out within hours of release. Reese, meanwhile, has plenty of fashion campaigns and followers, but her jersey sales haven't made national headlines. The media game. Reese knows how to work the media, but she's starting to realize the media works both ways. When you say you're the reason fans are watching, it sets a high bar. And if you're not meeting it, people are going to call you out. And maybe it's time Reese took a breath, refocused on her game, and let her play do the talking. Because she's got real talent. She plays with toughness. She rebounds like a beast. But to be the face of the league, it takes more than that. You need highlight plays. You need to make people stop scrolling and watch. And right now, that's Caitlin Clark. This isn't the end for Angel Reese, but it is a reality check. If she wants to own the spotlight the way she says she does, she's got to show up in bigger ways. Her first regular season games are coming, and there's still time to flip the narrative. But the leash is short, and the spotlight is shared now. And whether she likes it or not, the comparisons to Clark aren't going away. So if you've been watching this WNBA preseason like we have, waiting to see who lives up to the hype, who owns the moment, and who fades into the background, then you already know. If you want more stories like this, the real behind-the-scenes look at the WNBA drama, NBA gossip, and the truth behind the headlines, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, drop a comment. Who do you think is really the face of the WNBA in 2025?